The latest Epic Encounter boxes landed at my door last week, and it actually took me a moment to realize what they were this time. We have a Sanctuary of the Steelborn and Realm of the Titan. These are androids, or Warforged, if you're familiar with the Eberron D&D setting. Now, normally, I just think of these boxes as expanding your content for your Forgotten Realms D&D games, but yeah, this might be incredible for your Eberron adventures, or maybe even something from Spelljammer or Starfinder even. We are severely lacking in good Starfinder minis, but I'm jumping the gun here a little bit. If you're new to the Epic Encounter series, they're adventures in a box. Inside you have an adventure, and a map, and an unpainted minis, all ready to hit your table. And the Epic Encounter series always brings their own interesting lore as well. So with thanks to Steamforged Games for sending it my way to review, let's see what they come up with this time in Sanctuary of the Steelborn. Enhance and improve your 5e games today with Hit Point Press. Explore the whimsical dark carnival setting of Heckna. Will you see through the glitzy charade or fall prey to Heckna's everlasting torment? Or enhance your 5e games with animated spell, condition, and townsfolk cards. Add a slew of creative and gorgeously illustrated magical items with the Griffon Saddlebag, and face down more than 30 innovative 5e villains with their big book of big bads. Learn more today at Hit Point Press by using our link in the corner or down below. Inside the box, no big surprises here, we have our 33-page adventure book, the double-sided map, and 20 minis and 7 different sculpts. Our main troops here are divided between melee and ranged fighters, starting with the CR1 quarter Steelborn Lightblades. The Steelborn are an enduring mystery, their origins unknown even to themselves. Some claim they were forged by dwarves, gnomes, or wizards as weapons of war, while others whisper they emerged from another plane of existence with no memory of their creation. All Steelborn carry the Steelborn mind trait, meaning that they can't be compelled in a manner contrary to their nature or instructions. This is the CR1 quarter blaster, which does piercing damage. It does not have a melee attack. The Steelborn travel the land in great carriages, insular and secretive, trading and speaking in strange mechanical voices, yet just as often leaving behind nothing but slaughter and ruin. Tales speak of villages razed to the ground, of people butchered with merciless efficiency, and of survivors reduced to bones. Whether they are peaceful merchants or ruthless destroyers depends on which rumors one chooses to believe. Next we have the Guardian with a very high AC and a multi-attack with its short sword and shield slam attacks. Theories about the Steelborn's purpose abound. Some say they hate their forgotten creator and attack places tied to that artificer, forever hunting what they have lost. Others believe their animating magic is failing and they sustain themselves through bizarre rituals or even gruesome sacrifices. And they aren't all humanoid. This is the Predator, still a construct, but one with a 40-foot movement speed and claw and bite attacks. The most chilling theory about the Steelborn's motives suggests they aim to remake the world itself, replacing all mortal life with steel and slaughter. Whatever the truth, the Steelborn march endlessly forward, and their purpose remains as enigmatic as their origin. This is the Blitzer, which has a charge ability, dealing extra damage after moving 20 feet and hitting with a melee attack, with the ability to knock foes prone. How the adventuring party is brought into the story is up to you. Maybe they're poisoning the land nearby with their presence, or maybe you're contacted by their creator who desperately wants you to destroy them now that he or she has lost control. As always, you get a whole page full of possible story hooks. The Assassin comes armed with a double saber, which it can attack with 3 times a turn. The Steelborn are known to travel in their mechanical carriage, which devastates the land it travels across, poisoning it with mercury and other dangerous chemicals. But more on that in a moment. That brings us to the Cogseer, the Borg queen of our adventure, the one commanding the other Steelborn. The Cogseer's abilities are directly tied to the terrain in which you find it, which is, spoiler alert, the interior of the carriage. The more damage you do to the obelisks inside the carriage, the fewer spells it has at its mechanical fingertips. So let's take a closer look at that carriage. First, we have the exterior of the carriage as we see it traveling down a rocky road. As with all Epic Encounter boxes, the map has terrain features, which have gameplay mechanics, which can make your combat encounters unique and more interactive. On this map, your players can hide behind the trees to gain cover, climb the trees to gain advantage on ranged attacks, and climb the hillocks to gain access to the top of the carriage as it passes by. The top of the carriage features 4 enormous weapon emplacements and a huge locked door to the interior. And on the other side of the map, we have our carriage interior. Like the TARDIS, it is somewhat bigger on the inside. If your players give you grief, just tell them it's a pocket dimension. The interior has all sorts of gameplay features too, including a workshop in the corner with a D6 rolling table full of surprises, pipes that you can break for another rolling table full of surprises, the aforementioned obelisks that power the Cogseer boss, a liquid metal orb with an effect that I'm going to leave you to discover, and a font on the side that can heal the damaged Steelborn. Right, it's another solid box from Steamforged Games here, really living up to their name this time. This one's definitely more niche and setting specific. While you can drop gnolls and goblins into most any D&D adventure, this box might not be right for you if you're running a more traditional high fantasy campaign. But if you have a mad gnome scientist making crazy inventions, or a crashed spaceship somewhere, or ancient constructs from a long dead advanced civilization, then this box will fit the bill pretty nicely. And again, Eberron players might just eat this up. And the combat encounters in this box are really great, with all that interactive terrain and the boss who's weakened with damage to his environment. So if you like those complex and strategic combat encounters in your games, this one's going to hit the sweet spot. And as always, really good minis. But you haven't seen anything until you've seen the Steelborn Titan, which I'll show you in the next video. Sanctuary of the Steelborn will be available October 7th, 2025 for between $50 and $55. Their pre-orders are available now. This box is actually $5 cheaper than the most recent Minion boxes from the past year or so. I'm not used to seeing prices go down, so kudos for Steamforged for being able to pull that off. Now be sure to check out also Hit Point Press for some other fantastic campaign settings, like my personal favorite, Humblewood, which you can see behind me somewhere. I used to run a private Humblewood campaign that I had to put aside when I got too busy with these 2 full-time jobs here, but with all the new Humblewood content we've seen lately, I've really been thinking about picking it up again somehow. We'll see. And if you would like to pick up some Kobold plushies of your own, just visit heroplush.com. We're still working on our next Kickstarter, which has this cool little wizard kit. We're just kind of waiting for the tariff situation to hopefully stabilize at some point to make sure it doesn't bankrupt us, so stay tuned for that. The link to find it is down below, though. But for now, please stay safe, have fun, love each other, and I will see you next time at the Gallant Goblin.